everyone, thank you for joining me on another very lovely day. I am back in Florida, and the way I came back here was driving that car, my new 2007, well, new to me, 2007 Aston Martin V8 Vantage, and I drove it from New Jersey to Florida about 1,100 miles. I took the long route. Usually it's a little more than 1,000. But this thing is awesome. And I love driving it. I'm going to give my driving impressions maybe in a later video. But today I wanted to give you just a little bit of a tour around the car. Because some of you might have never seen an Aston Martin. Some of you might want to buy one later on. Some of you just want to, see me press buttons. I haven't really given an in-depth tour before, and I think today is an awesome time to do that. So that's what I'm going to do. So here she is. It's a 2007 Aston Martin V8 Vantage. 6-speed manual. It doesn't have the Sportronic or Touchtronic or Sport Shift, whatever semi-automatic transmission that is the bane of the existence of a lot of Aston Martin owners. This is 6-speed manual with it's a Graziano gearbox. I'm not sure what other cars came with that specific gearbox, but it seems pretty stout. It's very easy to shift. This car in general is very easy to drive. So this car is I'm actually not sure what the paint code is. I'll have to look that up, but it's either lightning silver or tungsten silver. But I think the tungsten silver might be a little bit darker. What's really cool about this, I'm not even sure if you can see it in the video, but there's a lot of metallic flake in here. And when the light hits it just right, maybe at, like in the twilight hours, it turns almost a bluish tint, which is, yeah, it looks very good. Looks very high class. So this is the second year that they made these cars for the American market. The first year was a 2006, still a very good car, but the 07 fixed a few of the issues that the 06s had, namely in electronics and build quality on the interior. But yeah, I mean, just look at this car. Every single panel on this car is styled to do with the golden ratio. So for those of you who don't know what that is, golden ratio basically means like this distance, the distance of the window sill, or rather the size of the window. It's like 1/3 to 2/3 of the door. And this is kind of like the natural, like the human eye picks up on it as a beautiful shape, sort of naturally. So instead of having stuff styled by science, like McLaren and Ferrari, which is a bit hit or miss, Aston Martin has really nailed it, especially with these, the older DB9s, the DBS, and even the newer Vanquish. They all have this sort of style going for them. And this is the second generation of Aston Martin's VH platform. So the VH platform started with the, I think, 02 or 03 Vanquish, the one that Matt Farah has right now. And instead of making a new platform for each car, they basically decided that we're just going to have a modular platform, just kind of extend the wheelbase a little bit, or shorten it, or widen it, or whatever. And we're going to put that, we're going to utilize that for every single car. That's why all the cars, especially from this era, look sort of identical, and you have a lot of parts that are literally identical, like the taillights. Taillights go on a DB9, DBS, or Vantage. I think the Virage Virage is basically a DB9, but I think the Rapide is also very similar, and the same goes for the interior. But I love the way this car looks. It's an absolute bucket list car for me. So these are the brakes, and if you take a look, these are 19-inch wheels. I believe there's all right, well, I can see it right there. It's a 235/40 R19. These are Potenza. These are Bridgestone Potenza tires. They're not bad. I think I'm gonna go with some Pilot Sports, but these are the OEM tires. I think the previous owner, Doug DeMuro, he got some brand new rubber on there, and you can see there's a lot of life still left in it, and they're pretty grippy. I haven't lost any grip, even on high RPM upshifts or corners. But if you take a look at the state of the wheel, it is filthy. And that's because these brakes, they dust like crazy. These are, I'm not sure if they're Brembo. Somebody in the comments can probably correct me on this. They might be Brembo calipers, but they might not be. But they're 4-piston in the front, and also I believe smaller 4-piston in the rear, and they dust like crazy. I think I'm just going to change the pads, because this is basically after, they're 2 hard days of driving, but it's still 2 days. And I had the car cleaned before I left, so this is all just highway driving. I didn't do any track racing, anything like that. Same goes for the back. So the back, you actually see a right there, it's another caliper, and this is very common in exotic cars and supercars, stuff like that. That's just for the e-brake. It's a separate caliper. That way you don't have to worry about having an inboard drum like a lot of cars do, or you don't have to kind of rejigger the rear caliper. So what I just noticed is that the orientation of this word Aston Martin, it's like, I feel like this is upside down. I feel like it should be read from left to right, but this is, I don't know, because on this side it's like that. Maybe they put the calipers in backwards? No, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, whatever. That might just be the way Aston Martin does it. If it's not, if you have an Aston Martin and your brake calipers are different, then let me know. One thing that's sort of funny about this car is that this was built during the era of Aston Martin being sort of owned by Ford and then becoming its own thing. And it has a lot of Ford and Volvo parts on it. So just for example, this is a mirror from a Volvo, I believe it's a C something, C70 or something. So it's their coupe, and these you can find for like $40. If you want a carbon fiber one, that's maybe, $150. And that's, it's better for me because, if for some reason this wide mirror gets knocked off, I could just buy another one pretty quickly. But I don't think it's a whole mirror. I just think it's this one piece. But that's sort of interesting. A lot of Volvo electronics as well on the interior, and I'll show you that later. But if you come to the back, honestly, I like this really subdued design. I like the fact that it has this oil cooler right there. It looks like a diff cooler. The exhaust pipes just come out of the back. It's very, very flowing lines. You have the parking sensors there, which are okay. They work in conjunction with the painted ones in the bumper right here, and they do an all right job. I haven't hit anything yet, so hopefully it stays that way. But yeah, one thing I noticed when I was looking to buy this car is that this sill, this side skirt, it always looked discolored. Whenever Doug made videos, I always felt that, oh, maybe it was repainted badly or something. Actually, no, it isn't. So this has I'm not sure if it's OEM, but it has a rock guard, like a 3M clear bra, and that over time has yellowed. And this guy just turned on his weed whacker, but let's see if you guys can hear me anyway. It says directional mic after all. Yeah, so this whole thing is covered by a rock guard. It's just yellowed over a bit, and I think I'll just replace that. Maybe do a clear bra over the entire thing, and have that be that. This car also comes with a Valentine 1 radar detector, which I have to learn how to use because this thing picks up on everything. Like, just picks up on absolutely everything. We have, power window motors and Bluetooth signals and stuff. I have no, it just goes off on every single thing. So it's impossible to tell if there's actually a cop or, somebody trying to get my speed. So I just leave it off and just do the speed limit. And that's, that's basically how I drive. All right, I'm gonna go inside because this guy with a weed whacker is making a little bit of noise, and I think it's time to go inside anyway. So here's the key fob. Key fob is also a Volvo part, so if you have a Volvo of this vintage, this will look very familiar to you. I'm not sure if Volvo had like the leather backing. This is leather backed and also has like a little leather tassel. Probably does. I mean, I don't see why they would change it, but you open it up. And I love the door handle. A lot of people don't really like it, but all you have to do, it's a two-step process. You press this right there, and then you just pull it. And this is a swan door. So the swan door means sort of opens up, and but at a slight angle. So you can see, not exactly a Lambo door, but Aston Martin says it's for curbs. You know, it's so you don't damage the Class A paintwork. Honestly, I think it's a little bit it's like we want to inject a little bit of flash into this car, and this is the way they do it. They just put the hinge at an angle. And another thing is, even at the, like my driveway is a little bit angled, you can put this door, hopefully if it works, you can put this door at any angle, and there's no actual like locks, there's no stops. It's supposed to just stay at any point, and that makes ingress and egress a lot easier. So coming into this sumptuous leather interior, actually it's not bad. I mean, I joke around, but this is pretty good build quality. The 06s, they didn't have these, well, a lot of them didn't have this center stitching, and over time this would just become floppy and loose. So 07s and up, that's pretty much the one you want as far as interior quality. This is pretty good, and considering this car has done 60,000 miles, these seats are in pretty good condition. Minor bolster wear there, right there, and but nothing that you can't really polish out. I sort of wish that the car had a more interesting interior, but you know, the day is young. We can always change that. We can always change the color in here. We can dye it, but that's a project for another day. Black is always in fashion. Black matches with everything. You look over here, you have the window switches from a Volvo, which are pretty robust, as Mike Roselli said in another video. Nothing's going to happen to these, and this is the door pull it like that. I believe it's, I don't know if there's actually a physical connection or if it's electric, but it doesn't feel like I'm actually pulling anything. It just feels kind of not loose, but it feels like there's just an electric sensor here, and then that, you know, translates to something here. Who knows? I might be wrong. There's plenty of space in the leg department, actually. Dead pedal is nice and comfortable. You can rest your foot there. I haven't actually tried to do any heel-toe downshifts because I don't really know how to do heel-toe downshifts, and I love to learn, but yeah, I mean, the placement of the pedals is perfectly fine. It's not offset like they would be in a Ferrari. It's not insane like it is in a Lamborghini, and it's very much like just a regular car. So let me step inside and shut the door. It's actually quite quiet in here. So if I put the key in, and this key is sort of like a regular key. It's a little bit harder to put in because you have to put in at an exact angle, and it's a very small hole, giggity. And just slot that in, turn it all the way. See, power, beauty, and soul. I have no idea what that beeping is. I think it's a radar detector. I don't really know. I can't confirm. And there are these LEDs here, 1 and 2. If any of you have an Aston Martin and they have those LEDs, please tell me what they mean, because I don't know what it is they do. I drove on the highway and this one just started beeping out of nowhere, and I wasn't doing anything differently. So if you could tell me what what they do and what it means, then I would be very, very grateful. But if not, then I guess I'll just have to continue on with the mystery. So to start it up, press the clutch in. And this lights up. Let me turn the radio down. I don't have any reception anyway. So this lights up. You can kind of see it. See, I took my foot off the clutch. It lights up red. That means it's about to start. There's a glass engine start button, and I really like the build quality here. So you start it up. Oh yeah. Let me turn the AC on, because it's and everything here is sort of, this is the AC, the radio, the outside temperature. This is your infotainment center. If you have a phone call, all that stuff gets displayed here. It's actually quite a small display, and I mean, they tried to cram as much stuff here as possible, which is fine, but I don't know. I think it's a little. This whole system is very, very dated. There's a lot of buttons. Nothing is really where you want it to be. This is the navigation system. So, navigation system. I currently have it off. It's supposed to come out of there. Just press a button, and it pops up. Now, this is the navigation system. I don't even know if you can see it. Here, let me press enter. It might be a little too dark. So that's the navigation system from a Volvo. Your standard nav system. I've never actually used it. I don't know how accurate it is. I assume it's not that accurate. I mean, it's okay just to have a screen up there. You can put a rear view camera. I think I will be doing that, and I think I will be doing something more interesting with that screen. But for now, it's fine. And what I do is I just shut it down, and it should just retract back like it never existed. I love these gauges. So these gauges are sort of a counterclockwise reverse RPM gauge, and this is also not the way you'd want it to go. It's a little bit disconcerting at first, because you think, oh, I'm slowing down, but my RPMs are still going up. No, it's very interesting. It's very very clock-like. The design is amazing, and this car, you want to rev it anyway. So I mean, oh, that's just awesome. I love that. So this another thing in this interior, this glove box, very, very small glove box. You press this button, and it's not like a regular switch that you pull. Just press this button, and this comes out. I have a bunch of wires in there for chargers and stuff. The Aston Martin manual is right there. It should actually go into the glove box, but I have it here because I don't really know. That's how I got the car, and I never really thought about it. So this is the radar detector. You turn it on. Well, this is an aftermarket thing. We turn it on down here. I can't get the camera down there, and even if I could. So there's a, yeah. So I turn it on, and now this will tell you what kind of radar it is and where it's coming from. So in front, back, side to side, that sort of stuff. It's not bad. This is not stock. This is not the stock mirror, but it does have the home link garage door opener buttons, and you see my Easy Pass and Sun Pass right there. It is a 6-speed gearbox, like I mentioned before, Graziano gearbox. The shift pattern is a lot like anything you'd see in a European car. The air conditioner works pretty well. It's not working right now because I haven't pressed the AC button, and I probably should do that because it's very hot today. So, air conditioner works extremely well, considering that it's such a small car. And this is equipped with the Aston Martin premium audio system. So it has a bunch of speakers. Have no idea how many, but there's like a center speaker over there. There's speakers in the doors. There's tweeters. There's a subwoofer in the back that really, really bumps. And yeah, it sounds amazing. I just have to figure out how to put an input, like a Bluetooth audio input into the car. So I'm going to show you what the engine looks like. So open the door, and Actually, if you can see this right here, this this kind of scratched up sill. It says Aston Martin. It says V8 Vantage, hand built in England, and you can actually get these made to like custom engraved. So you can, I can say, you know, V8 Vantage hand built for Tavarish, or hand built for Freddie, or whatever. I would probably never buy one of these things brand new, but you can get that made for you. So if I, there we go, open up the hood, and this long sloping hood just looks so awesome. Open that right there. Ta-da! So this is the 4.3 liter V8. This is the smaller motor that you would have in Vantages. Later on, they went to the 4.7 liter V8, which made a little more power. This one makes about 380 horsepower. They were rated at 385 in Europe. I'm not sure what the difference was. I don't think there really was any difference, but these are sort of underrated from the factory, because you can get a chip and mod it with some exhaust, and you can get these up to the power level of a 4.7. Like, you can get it to like 420, 430 without too much fuss. Now, this engine is a derivative of the AJ V8, so the Jaguar derived V8. The difference with this is that it has different heads, completely different heads, different intake manifold, and it has a dry sump oiling system. So the oil system, I am going to do an oil change on it relatively soon, because I have no idea when the last time the oil was changed. You can see right there. So that's the sump. It says dry sump oil system. It's like a race car. There's actually a bit of oil seepage over there, so I'm going to have to clean that off. And yeah, I mean, this engine, it looks used. There's a looks a little worse for the wear, but nothing that a good clean can't fix. It makes an awesome noise. I love the way this car revs. I just wish that it gave me a little bit better throttle response, but that is fixable with the tune, because of course it is drive-by-wire. I haven't done anything to this car yet. I haven't. I mean, this is probably the third time I've popped the hood, but this is a hand-built engine, so you know that because it says Aston Martin hand-built in England. Let's see if I can clean that off a little bit. And the final inspection was by Mick Moten. So I've seen his name around. I think he did the DBS engine that was in the car in Jay Leno's garage, and like, I mean, you can see there's only a handful of people that do build these engines. But yeah, so that is the engine bay. What I'm going to do next is open up the trunk. The trunk is actually I think it's a parting piece of this car. The party piece of this car. So this is a little chrome nipple that you have to press here. Press that, and you open this up. There's actually a decent amount of space here. And this right here, it can fold up. Well, fold up or down, and you can actually take this completely off. So it's not exactly a flat floor, but you can put more stuff on there, just like I had. But as it sits, it's not bad. It's very spacious. There's no spare tire. And here is the Aston Martin battery charger. It's actually made by a company called C-Tech. It's like a Chinese company, but you know, whatever. These things, these batteries do go flat after a while. I have my tire inflator that's not actually for this car. I just bought that before, and I just got it along for the ride. I have my OBD2 scanner here. This is just to check any codes. Even if, for anybody that wants to take care of their car, just buy an OBD2 scanner, because you can check codes. Sometimes they don't display. Sometimes they're just stored codes, and you can know what's going on with your car. Husky tool set. That's just in case. I don't even think that anything in this car is is like a socket that would be in this kit. It would probably be, I don't know, like a Torx bolt or something that I don't have. But the fuse box is in there. And one interesting thing is that there's actually a power plug right here. And I think there's even like a battery switch down here. I don't want to press it, but there's like a battery something or other. And it looks like there's inputs for something. I didn't notice that. So there might be inputs for, yeah, that looks aftermarket. That's interesting. I never noticed that. So maybe that's those are the inputs for a audio video system or something like that. So I think the last part that I want to show you guys this in-depth tour is behind the seats. So these seats are extremely comfortable, like I said before, and this is a little magnetic clasp they put, and the seatbelt goes through here. But to retract these seats, to get them folded up, there's instead of something a poor person would use, like just pull a handle or something, there's a switch. So press that, and these retract, and you can see that there's already garbage here. But there is a fair amount of storage space back here. Not enough to fit an actual human, but there's if you want to put water bottles, you want to put some pillows like I did, just something to make the trip a little bit nicer. There's plenty of room. So yeah, I think that's about it. I am going to be doing a series of videos on this car with my driving impressions and maybe problems that people are having with these cars, like common issues or issues that I'm having specifically. But man, this is a dream come true. This car is actually, one of my, it's a bucket list thing for me, and I can't believe it's mine. I can't believe I made it home. There's no strange oil leaks on the ground, nothing like that. Man, this is next level, like I always say. But I'm going to end that here. If you liked the video, as always, like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't like the video, then go find something else to watch, because here's an Aston Martin. Day is nice, and you didn't lose anything, now did you? So you can follow me on Twitter at APiDA Online, and next time I will be going over this car in another aspect, which maybe you'll like, and I will be working on my other car and maybe some other cars that I'm getting delivered to me either today or tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But for now, this is me saying goodbye.